Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out True Off My Chest. Story 1. I'm suing one of my parents. So, here's the deal. I feel like sharing my story. At first, I thought about posting it on Ada, but honestly, I couldn't care less if people think I'm a jerk or not. I made my choice, and I'm sticking to it. Now, because I'm super paranoid, so I'm gonna keep some details vague. Like my ethnicity, age, and who I'm suing, could be my mom or dad. Let's just call them GP and BP. GP, good parent, that's the parent I'm currently living with. BP, bad parent, the one I'm suing. So, my parents split up a long while ago, but it didn't really affect me much because I wasn't close to BP. Currently, me and GP are living in a different country, and let me tell you, it's been the best decision GP ever made. The reason BP and I never had a close relationship is that BP had kids from a previous marriage. BP wasn't too keen on working, so GP had to hustle with 2 full-time jobs to keep us afloat and pay child support for GP's other kids. We went through some tough times. GP was always at work, which left me stuck at home with BP. And let me tell you, BP was always tired and wanted me to shut up and stay in my room. But guess what? They were never too tired when my half-siblings came over every other weekend. And the worst part? I wasn't even allowed to hang out with them. BP's excuse was, they're only here every second weekend, so we wanna spend that time together. At first, I was excited to have siblings, but soon I realized they didn't see me as family, and BP only had energy and time for them. GP finally had enough and decided to file for divorce, looking for work abroad so we could have a better life together. On the day of the divorce, I had to face BP again after a long time. GP told me it would be the last time I'd see BP before moving abroad, so BP probably wanted to spend some time with me. I wasn't thrilled about it, but I agreed. Can you believe it? BP had already made plans with my step-siblings and just waved at me and left. That's when I made a promise to myself. BP was no longer my parent, and I wanted nothing to do with them. From the day of the divorce until my 18th birthday, BP only paid about a third of the child support ordered by the court. BP would call me once a year on my birthday to say happy birthday, and that was it. I never bothered to call them, and they never bothered to call me. I didn't really care about it. But let me tell you, what BP said on my 18th birthday really ticked me off. They said, "You're 18 now, so you don't need my support anymore. Have a nice life." It wasn't about them not contacting me anymore, it was about GP. BP didn't contribute nearly as much as GP did to support BP's kids. So, after talking it over with GP, I decided to take legal action against BP. We hired a lawyer and provided all the necessary bank info and documents. Turns out, BP still owed $12,000. The lawsuit went our way, and I've already received $6,500 of what they owed. At first, I thought that would be the end of it. It's been 3 years since then. But guess what? A few weeks ago, we got some papers from BP's lawyer saying they're suing us to get the money back, claiming we didn't deserve it. That got GP all panicked, so we sent the papers to our lawyer from 3 years ago. The lawyer said it was a baseless claim, and BP wouldn't stand a chance. So, GP asked me again what I wanted to do, and you know what I said? If BP wants a fight, then they'll get one. I have no regrets about my decision. I don't give a damn if people think I'm in a hole. I'm sick and tired of being looked down upon by BP. This money is a huge help for us. Our life abroad is way better than it was back home. We're enjoying our time together. I want to make GP the happiest person on the planet and repay them for everything they sacrificed for me. GP never remarried or got into any other relationships. It's always been just me and GP. So, honestly, I don't care if BP's life gets messed up in the process. Thank you for reading. Have a nice one. Story 2. I've wanted to be a leader my entire life, and now a week into my first management position my employee told me it feels like I've been manager for a long time. I'm just so happy inside and feel like I am accomplishing being a leader to someone, and I've only just began. I still have so much to learn and would love to hear anyone's advice on what made you become a better leader to others. Story 3. I don't want to die, but I don't want to live. A poem I wrote about how I feel currently. I no longer look both ways while crossing the street. I no longer watch what I both drink and eat. I no longer have any hope to find nor love to give. I don't want to die, but I don't want to live. I no longer watch my feet when walking down the stairs. I no longer steady myself when I fall off of chairs. I no longer dream of a better life, for life has passed me by. I may want to live, but I also want to die. There is no point in keeping myself safe. No point whatsoever. My role in this world has been nothing, insignificant, small. So forgive the chance to find my purpose to be close to never. And for sometimes wishing I wasn't born at all. So let me rephrase my previous strife. Side of a bridge, make so mistake, I wish not to leap it. No, I may not want to lose my life. But I sure as hell don't want to keep it. Story 4. My wife wants a divorce. 6 years ago I cheated on my wife, girlfriend at the time, with the girl I went to high school years ago with. Happened probably 5 to 6 times. 2 nights after Halloween 5 years ago I told her. We went through some very rough times as a result, and along with us both being on/off drugs. We have both been sober for 3 years and have 4 children together. We bought a house and got married last year. She's always been one to crave and need physical affection. I however have not. I have never been as affectionate as she has wanted, but have tried to one degree or another. For the last 5 to 6 months I have been trying very hard to give that to her. She told me about a month ago that if she was financially able she would have left. Saying she doesn't know if it's that she doesn't want affection like that anymore or if she just doesn't want it from me. We have 4 kids, and if we split it would be difficult for them, but I know children shouldn't be the only reason to remain together. I want her to be happy, and if this is what it takes I'll learn to live with it. She saved my life and I haven't done a very good job living up to the words of I'll love you like you need and I'll love you forever. Even if she leaves I'm committed to staying faithful to her and the promise I made, because I'm finally the man who can deliver on the words I made when I was still just a boy. Story 5. Sometimes I'm worried about what will be the final straw. On mobile, so I apologize if there are any issues. A little personal background. I've been serving in the Marine Corps for just short of 10 years. Only lately have I been able to express that I am depressed to people, and I do my best to try and help others who might be going through their own tough spots. Honestly though, this has been an uphill fight for as long as I can remember. One of the worst points in my life was back in 2019, when I was deployed out in the Middle East. I was standing a 24-hour post, essentially just making sure that the area I worked in was secure since there was a lot of classified info in the area. It was late at night and I had sent my junior away to go get some rest, which meant that I was by myself in this building with just my thoughts and my service pistol at the time. I remember, at some point in the night, I made sure to clear the chamber and eject the magazine, but I slid the barrel in my mouth and contemplated how easy it would have been to just pull the trigger and end it right then and there. Needless to say, I put the magazine back in the weapon, set it on the table, and sat there for the next few hours waiting for my relief so I could get the morning off. I haven't had anything as severe as that happen since, but currently being out in Japan and kind of on my own, I have had plenty of nights where my thoughts get dark and I wonder just what would happen if I just ended it all. Now I'm not saying that I am actively thinking of offing myself all the time, mainly because I have had friends who decided that they were tired of fighting. The pain that I still hold in my heart for them is still fresh, even with the years that have passed, and I could never imagine leaving that kind of ache in anyone's heart. I'm okay now, and have seen people to help me with my issues, but sometimes it doesn't seem like enough. Be the first to comment. Nobody's responded to this post yet. Add your thoughts and get the conversation going. Story 6. Anxious for my upcoming trip. Hi y'all, I, 22F, have a panic disorder and a lot of health anxiety. This has been exacerbated by the fact that in the past 6 months I've been diagnosed with degenerative disc disease, had a stent in for a month due to a kidney stone, and bulged a disc in my lower back, along with some minor health things I've been getting treated. I've been in so much pain as a result, and due to the disc issue I can only walk for about an hour before needing to take breaks. It has me feeling pretty pathetic. Now this trip. I'm going to South America with my boyfriend and his family for about a week and a half. We've had this planned since before all my health issues took place. The trip itself shouldn't cause me stress as I'm a native Spanish speaker and pretty well traveled. B. His family are the sweetest people, and C. His folks are on the older side, so it's not like the walking will be anything too strenuous. However, I have this anxious paranoid fear that some other health issue is gonna hit me out of nowhere and I'll be a nuisance and ruin the trip. I know that this is silly, but the thought keeps me up at night. Maybe my logic is a bit muddled because of the pain I've been in. Anyway, I could use some reassurance that I won't just randomly drop dead in the middle of this week and a half long trip, lol. Health anxiety sucks and I don't want my mental health to ruin what should be a really fun time for me. I guess maybe what's contributing to the stress is that in the past decade I've only really traveled to my country, and when I'm there I've got family to depend on if there's an emergency. IDK, advice is appreciated, thank you. Story 7. Show favoritism to someone who less experienced than me. I know the title sounds kinda petty, but hear me out. I 15, F, and my friend, I'll call her Amanda 15, F, are both in this volunteer organization that involves promotions to higher ranks within the organization, as well as classes and other events that you need to complete before you can reach these promotions. I have been in this organization for about 1.7 years, while my friend has only been in for a year. Today, some people needed certain classes to pass so then they could promote, and you're only allowed to take these certain tests once a week. Today, they let Amanda take this specific test 3 times after failing twice. This is not allowed in the program at all. It's strictly forbidden. But, she gets special treatment usually because one of the adult workers is her mother. Now today, I was the highest ranking minor, so I was in charge of everyone below me, which was about 15 other teenagers. So that meant I was in charge of teaching, and other stuff throughout the duration of the day. That also made my friend second in command. But, today, she tried to be first in command even though I am higher ranking, so she physically cannot teach, nor try to be in charge of me. I told her this, but she wanted to be unprofessional and argue. When she was taking her tests, it's also important that you should know that only one person can take a test at a time. And our time is limited for promotions. So while she got to constantly retake these tests, other teenagers who needed that test to also promote were robbed of their chance, all because she had to get this done, but everyone needed to get it done. Not only that, but I was also promoting that day. It's also important to note that I had ranked up a month before her, all I was waiting on for my promotion. So let's say I've already been promoted to rank 5 for a month, and I've been treated like a rank 5. All I needed was the papers so I could just have them and there's a lil ceremony. She was rank 4, and was promoting to rank 5. So now, we are all in the promotion room, and out comes the adult that is in charge of that category, let's call him Jim. Jim, alright, everyone listen up, we have a very exciting promotion, someone who has been waiting a long time for this, and she has done a very good job. We are all very excited for her. When I heard this, I thought he was talking about me. Not trying to sound petty, but I worked my ass off for this promotion, staying up late studying, practicing, spending months just thinking about all of it. Not to mention I was the only person in the entire building to actually greet new teens and introduce them to the entire organization, but, then I heard Jim say Amanda's name. Jim, Amanda, come receive your promotion. I was absolutely flabbergasted. I wanted to cry, but couldn't. She was quiet, never put in the extra work, didn't ever contact other people if they had questions. All she ever did was gossip and eat candy in the lobby while we were all doing lessons. She would talk badly about people, and went as far as to steal $600 from her mom's purse. After all of this, after everyone I did to teach everyone, all the extra stuff I put in that was never even asked, they favored her. Now trust me, this isn't a beauty privilege thing. Not trying to toot my own horn, but Amanda is kinda chubby, her hair is always oily and messy, and I've been to her house and it is very unsanitary. Dog hair everywhere, in the food, absolutely everywhere. And her room stank of dog piss. But, when it finally came for him to call me up to promotion, all he said was keep up the good work and handed me my paper. Please can someone tell me why this is? I understand this story may sound like I'm bullying Amanda, but everything I said is the truth. I will admit, I'm no angel. But seriously, someone tell me what I'm supposed to do. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.